You remember being a kid and you saw something that you wanted so badly. Maybe it was a BB gun, Daisy Red Ryder. Well, I'm dating myself now. Actually, I had a Crossman, so I'm not that old. But something so bad that you just had to have it. Well, that's me with these. We are a BAUMALIGHT dealer. BAUMALIGHT, we became familiar with them in their implements for our skid steers. They make incredibly good trenchers and front cutters, stump grinders, stuff like that. And they also manufacture their own mini skids. Now they have wheeled units, which, you know, I didn't really jump on, but the tracked units I did. And I'd like to have Zach Goodwin, our sales manager, do a little walkthrough, and because I probably can't do it without giggling. As I said, I want one so bad it hurts. I don't need one, but I want one. It's like that. These things, as he told me about them and as I learned about them as I drove it, what they are is incredibly well built. The build quality, the fit and finish, the paint quality is amazing. These are made in Canada and they're made by BAUMALIGHT. The guys that own BAUMALIGHT are Mennonites, and think of anything that you've ever seen Mennonites build, whether it's a kitchen table or a shed. They are, the work is incredible. Well, no different here. And so they are, as I said, the build quality is excellent, the ergonomics, the capabilities, and you know what they're not? They're not $40,000. Now, they're not the $12,000 Chinese turds. You know, these cost a couple dollars, but they're not $40,000. Let Zach show you this, and I'm going to have him price one out at the end. These are cool.
We've got the BAUMALIGHT TRL 620Y mini skid steers. Let's go take a look. So right here, you've got your support arm. It's got a pin style that'll actually hold it right here. So this will actually stand up, but when you want to raise it up and have support under here so you can do any maintenance under in the engine compartment, you can actually just take the pin out and drop this down to hold that cylinder up for safety purposes. All of the Zerk fittings are depressed, so anytime you rub up against anything, you're not going to break off that Zerk fitting. Just behind that on the left side, if you're looking face forward, there is a sight gauge right here for your oil, your hydraulic oil, so you can actually physically see it without having to pull a pin or anything like that. And as we come around the front, these buckets, they do have a self-leveling loader. So on the way up, if you're going to pick something up, you're not going to dump it back on yourself or anything like that. So that is a handy feature. Under here, you do have a light just above the cylinder. So we'll show you this down here shortly. There's an LED light bar there, and there's one more further back that we'll get to here in a little while. On the front, you've got your some of your hydraulic lines under here, so you can always easily access those with 4 bolts there, taking those off, and then 2 more on the back here. And in the engine compartment, it actually just raises up with 2 wing nut style opens. You've got your engine oil check and your fill right here. And then just down here on the right side of the engine bay is your oil filter. On this side, you do have another sight gauge. This is your fuel gauge here. It is a diesel engine, 24 horsepower Yanmar. So as you all know, 113 years they've been making Yanmars, and phenomenal. Down here, I didn't mention there is a fuel filter and water separator right here. So you can access that as well right there. One thing that is cool is right here, let me turn the key over so you can see it. There's a switch right here on this fan. So as we all know, you will get stuff that catches right here on this fan. There's a switch right here on the front, and if you push that switch up, it will physically blow air backwards to blow all the leaves and grass and anything else that caught on there off of there. On this side, you do have a pin where you can actually pull and put back in position right there to keep that up so you can safely get in there and do any maintenance under the hood. It's got a storage position for it, which is right here. And then you can set that back down. As we talked about, there's 2 LED light bars, 6 lights on each. There's one here and then one just above the cylinder up here, which would be about right here when the loader's down. You've got your air cleaner, so to easily access that at all times is right here. You don't have to take anything off for that. And I already mentioned the fuel gauge here. The fuel fill-up is on top, so it's super easy to access if you've got pumps, or if not, you can access from the top to access the diesel fill-up. On the back here, you've got one more water or diesel filter, and it's got a cutoff here and also here with another sight glass right here, which this one's not as easy to see as the one directly in front. The operator station is pretty good size. You've got a padding on both sides and on the front. On the left-hand side, you have an extra fuse box, so you can throw a few extra things there. It's got an extra wing nut like this one, and also one more fuse in there. Behind this compartment, which is wing nuts, again, no tools necessary, you've got your battery compartment. And then in this one, it's kind of split between the two, but you've got your hydraulic filter right here, which you can see, and this one comes off as well. When you take this off, you can actually see your drives for each one, which is independently driven by each pump. There are 3 total pumps on this one. One for the hydraulics, and then one each for the drivetrain. Right here you've got your light switches. This is your parking. It engages the parking on it. What is nice about this is when you jump on and off, it's got a kind of like a dead man switch on a 0 turn stand up. You've got that switch right there, which you can hear it engaging and disengaging. When you step on that, you can actually function and move the loader and the forward and reverse on the actual drivetrain. If you step off, it still stays running, but it disengages where you can actually move and anything like that. So you can jump off and back on without having to start and stop the machine over and over. It does have a PSI gauge right here, so you can read the hydraulics when the machine is actually operating, and it also gives you everything here on the center of your dash of everything for lights, so you can see if there's any issues or anything. It does have a 12-volt hookup, so if you need to charge anything while you're out on a job. These are 6 feet long in comparison to some other models. The length of these is perfect. It ensures that you get that lift capacity and the stability. 35% tipping capacity is going to be 1,290 pounds. Tie down points on the front. You've got an easy tie down point here and here, so you can run a chain through it with a binder on the front. Super easy. And then on the back, you've got another you can run through here, so you can run one set of chains and binders on the front and back and easily get this hooked up and ready to go. This machine, as we walk around it, you can tell the quality of it. It's made in Canada, Wallenstein, Ontario, Canada. The quality of the paint, the quality of the thickness of the steel from the bottom all the way to the top is phenomenal. You can buy machines anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000, but what they lack is actually dependability and reliability due to the shortcuts that people take during manufacturing to cut costs. They've thought about a lot of things on here, which are standard features. The self-leveling loader, again, is phenomenal that a lot of people don't include, but from the top to the bottom, this machine is well made. The spring tension, track tension, so if you run into a wall or hit anything as you go through a gate or drive, it's not going to pop the tracks off. It actually has a spring where it'll kind of push that track back out to tighten up that tensioner on that track machine. The weight of this unit is going to be 3,100 pounds. With the weight kit. Without the weight kit, it's going to be about 2,930. So just under 3,000 pounds. So a single axle, 3,500 pound trailer, you're pretty much going to be max capacity, but you can still tow this for those small independent lawn care companies for getting in any small yards or fences. You can actually still get in those yards to do all that maintenance that you need to. You can run all sorts of attachments on these things. We did opt to go ahead and have the buckets added in the price that we'll announce here in a little while. They do have the common interface, which is just the pin-on style, where you rotate these up and pull, and it sets up top, and then to lock it back, you just pop it back in. Again, here's those lights so you can see them a little better now that we've got everything back down. They do have a hydraulic hookup. They're flat face fittings. It does have a case drain to relieve any pressure in those implements you have hooked up on the front. Some of those options that they offer, front augers, forestry mulchers, kind of like just a brush hog or a rotary cutter. They offer tillers. They offer flail mowers. They do offer a stump grinder, which again is all of these are made by BAUMALIGHT. So the overall dimensions of this machine, the track width itself is going to be 40 inches wide, so just under 3.5 feet. The bucket's going to be 3.5 feet. It's going to be 42 inches. And the overall length without the bucket is going to be 72, like I was mentioning before. They offer another model that offers a 70-inch length, but this one being 72, it's not much more, but that is going to give you a little bit more stability as you pick up those heavier loads One thing that's nice too is the reach on these. When you have your loader up, if you're loading a trailer, you can actually drive under the trailer a little bit by how that's contoured more towards the back. So you can actually reach across those flatbed trailers to load with pallets or anything else to get on top of those trailers to load up. So now the big reveal on what y'all have all been waiting for is the price tag on these. Typically, we're seeing these closer to the MSRP price, which is going to be closer to that 37, 38 range. We've seen them a hair lower, and that's where we pride ourselves on, is having the lowest priced. We do include the mini skid steer with the bucket, that 42-inch bucket. We're going to have it at $31,900. Financing is available, but folks, do not miss on these. We've got 3 of them in stock currently, more on the way. These will move quick. We anticipate a big sale market on these, especially in Middle Tennessee with all the lawn care companies and other excavation and irrigation companies around here. So please give us a shout or swing by our 2 stores. We've got one in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and our other location in Pleasant View, Tennessee. The phone number here with any inquiries is 615-956-0334.
The machines are fantastic. The quality, the build quality is just off the chart. And that's why we picked this brand. You can imagine that every company that sells whatever, they want us to be a dealer. And we turn down 99.9% of them. This one is different. This product is different. And in fact, yesterday I kind of snuck one out of here and took one home. And I've got a project at home that I'm going to tackle and try it out and video it. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.